Hi mathematicians, let's graph a median. So after you've graphed your triangle, go to Menu, Geometry, Construction, and a median includes a midpoint. So we'll choose our midpoint, and then we want the midpoint, the median from D. So if this is D, then the median is going to come right across to this side. So I just click the segment that I want the midpoint for. All done, there's your midpoint. Now let's figure out and sketch in the segment. So to actually sketch in the segment, the median, connect from point D, the vertex. Whoops. Just click on the point, there we go, and go towards that midpoint that we just created. And there's your median. Okay, next you can check to see if the equation that you wrote passes through. So let's check. Let's go to Menu, Graph, Function, and you'll have to convert from point slope to just move that 2 value over so that it ends up being -1 parentheses x minus 5, and then outside parentheses, because you move the -2 to the opposite side, it becomes a +2 graph. Yay, looks like our equation was correct, and it does include the median. So well done, you wrote the correct equation for median from D to side FE. Okay, so I just did Control-Z to get it back to the triangle, DEF. So now we're going to move on to number 2, sketching the altitude to DE. So that involves a vertex F at 2, 1, and then we want to go perpendicular to the opposite side. So let's go to Menu, Geometry, Construct, and Perpendicular. So from vertex F, and then choose the side you want to be perpendicular to, which is DE, and all done. There's your altitude. Now let's check to see if our equation is correct. So we're going to graph the equation that we wrote, and we move the 1 over to the opposite side. So we have 3 in parentheses, x minus 2 outside parentheses, because we moved the 1, now becomes +1 graph. Yay, looks like we are successful in writing the correct equation. All right, so I've hit Control-Z to undo everything we just did for number 2 so that we can now start fresh for number 3. So number 3, we want the perpendicular bisector of E to F. So perpendicular means to form a right angle. And then bisect means to be in the middle. And we want it to come from vertex D towards segment EF. So we can go to Menu, Geometry, Construction. This time select perpendicular bisector. And we want to go from point D to this opposite side. Just kidding, I did the wrong one. Let me Control-Z, start over. All right, let's try again. Okay, here we go. We want the perpendicular bisector of EF. So here we go. So all you have to do is select the segment that you want to bisect and be perpendicular to. I've selected EF, click, and done. So there's the line. Now let's check to see if the equation we wrote matches. So we go to Graph, Function, and again, we need to move the x2 value over to the right side of the equal sign. So we'll be typing in -3 parentheses, x minus 5, close parentheses. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. So we've typed in the rest of the equation with the +2 at the end, and there it is. So it looks like we did write the correct equation for the perpendicular bisector of EF. And that's how you do with the calculator. So now practice on your own.